A man walked into a red phone booth, not noticing the iron door slowly closing behind him. He dropped a coin into the phone to make a call, but it was broken. When he tried to leave, he found the door wouldn't open. He was confused, thinking someone was playing a prank on him. The sun was blazing hot, beating down on him through the glass. What started as mild annoyance quickly turned into frustration. Just then, two people walked by. The man banged on the glass to get their attention. They came over, but his voice couldn't get through. Using hand gestures, they figured out what was going on. They pulled from the outside, while he pushed from the inside. They tried again and again, but the door wouldn't budge. The man noticed that a crowd had started to gather. The two helpers looked at their watches. They had to get to work. The man stayed positive and smiled as they left. Soon, more people showed up. A delivery worker stopped to watch. Office workers on their way to work stood and stared. Then a big muscular guy stepped out of the crowd. The strong man looked the booth over and decided to try pulling the glass door open. He pulled with all his might, even breaking the door handle, but the door stayed shut. The crowd laughed at him, and even the trapped man cracked a smile, not ready to give up. The strong man backed up and tried to ram through the glass with his body. The man inside thought he was about to be saved, but after several tries, the strong man still couldn't break through. The crowd laughed again, and the strong man walked away embarrassed. Clearly, brute force wasn't going to work. They needed someone with technical skills. An experienced repairman stepped forward to take a look. He searched the entire surface of the booth, but couldn't find a single screw. He found a small gap and tried to pry the door open with a screwdriver, but the gap was too narrow, and he couldn't get any leverage. He tried the gap at the top too, but that didn't work either. Out of options, he proved his skill by fixing the broken door handle from earlier. The man knew he had tried his best, and didn't blame him. By now the crowd had grown so large, that a little market had formed around the booth. A shoe shiner was making money. A vendor was selling balloons. Someone was even pickpocketing in the chaos, but no one could get him out. The man sat down in defeat. Then came the sound of a fire truck in the distance. Someone had called the fire department, and the man's spirits lifted. The firefighters assessed the situation and walked around the booth. They quickly came up with a plan. They set up a ladder, ready to break the glass from above. The man worried that the broken glass might fall on his head. Just as they were about to swing, someone shouted for them to stop. The people behind this whole thing had arrived. They wore green uniforms, and claimed to be from the phone booth company. They said they were there to take the broken booth back for repairs. The man was confused. He was about to be saved. And now this, he tried to stop them, but his voice couldn't get through. In the end, he was taken away, still trapped inside the booth.